Yo, what's up guys? This is my tips and tricks video for Ret Paladin. This is for PvP and PvE, so let's get started with the first tip. The first tip is the downranking of seals and blessings. Now in PvE, you don't really want to be downranking your blessings, so let's start with the seals. So there's only one seal that you want to be downranking in PvE, and that's Seal of Command. Now the difference between Seal of Command rank 1 and Seal of Command rank 5 is very minimal. So Seal of Command rank 5, the damage that you do is based off weapon damage. So when you get a proc of Seal of Command, it will go off your weapon damage. And the same with rank 1. So if you're slapping someone with rank 1, you hit them for 500 with your weapon and you get a proc, you're probably going to hit around 500 with your Seal of Command. And it's the same with rank 5. You're going to hit the same. It doesn't matter which seal you're using, rank 1, rank 5, it doesn't matter, it's going to hit the same. The only difference is the judgment of command. Now judgment of command will be less or more damage depending on which seal you are using. So Seal of Command rank 5 probably do around like 300 damage in my gear, and it'll probably do, and Seal of Command rank 1 will probably do like 70. So the reason why you want to downrank is because the mana cost, obviously. So the mana cost of Seal of Command rank 1 is 57, and the mana cost for rank 5 is 185 mana. Which is a really big difference, as you can see. It takes a chunk, and if you're spamming Judgment, Seal of Command, Judgment, Seal of Command, it's into your mana. And if you look at how much Consecration costs, Consecration costing 565 mana every 8 seconds, you would rather be conserving your mana for a Consecration than a rank 5 Judgment. So you just got to keep an eye on when you're running low on mana, when you want to be using Seal of Command rank 1. And even if you have Seal of Command rank 1 up, you still want to judge, because that judge could crit and give you vengeance. And I'll talk about vengeance later on. I'm talking about another tip. Another thing you could do is downrank your blessings. Now, if I talk about in a PvP scenario and you're against priests or shamans in WoW PvP or in battlegrounds, they're going to be purging the shit out of you. So you're going to be wanting to fake them by blessing your team with rank 1 Wisdom, rank 1 Might. Rank 1 only costs 20 mana, which is absolutely nothing. You know, and their spell, it's either 80 or 120 mana, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And if you're buffing people for 20 mana and they're spam purging, then they're going to run out of mana and you're going to be good to go. My second tip for Ret Paladins is your consumables. Now your consumables matter as a Ret Paladin, more so than a warrior and a rogue, because you benefit from spell power, meaning you can stack more buffs and they're more beneficial to you than a rogue and warrior can. This means in PvE you can output more DPS because you are using more buffs than they are, essentially. So for instance, Onyxia's head gives spell power and spell crit. You benefit from that, whereas a warrior and a rogue doesn't. So Sunflower, again, 5% crit, 5% spell crit, and some, I think it gives spell power as well. Don't quote me on that. You benefit from that. Now, if we talk about straight consumables, let's start with water. Pretty easy one, pretty essential. You'll be drinking after every single pull in PvE. Every pull, you're an alcoholic. When mages give you water and they only give you 4 stacks, come on, bro. We need 6. But yeah, so you'll be drinking after every single pull. And some pulls you will have to skip because you need to drink for the next one, which is bigger. You just need to pay attention to where you are in the dungeon and drink. Drink like a motherfucker. Now the next thing is food. Food is in season at the moment. We have grilled squid, which is maybe winter squid. Winter squid just came in season. It gives you 10 agility for 10 minutes. The food is pretty cheap on the auction house on Golemagg at the moment. A lot of the guild mates crafted for me, so I got that going for me. But grilled squid, 10 agility, 10 minutes. When you're PvEing, it's really good. Even PvP, 10 agility, it's like it's half crit, so it's good. Bandages in phase 1 are amazing. They have 2,000 health in my PvE gear. I have 2,800. I think I have 3,600 in my PvP gear. So it heals like 2/3 of my health. And if you bubble, you don't have to waste any mana. Bandages are great. The next is potions. Now, potions you want to be using, as everyone should know, grade 5 potions are used in Molten Core against bosses like Baron Geddon and Ragnaros. But those are the necessity for most classes, but let's get into some that are just for paladins, or some melee DPS. So Elixir of the Mongoose, 25 agility and 2% crit. 20 agility is 1% crit. Keep that in mind. So you're getting at least 3% crit from the Elixir of Mongoose for an hour. It's only about a gold in the auction now, so I would recommend you pick that up. Secondly is your mana potions. These are essential. If you want to do DPS on bosses and raids, you have to be carrying mana potions. If you're not, you'll be the bottom DPS. Because if you don't have mana potions, you can't use Consecration. Look how much mana that costs, man. It eats your mana. You need to be potting. Health potions, better for PvP. To be honest, I don't use them as much as mana. If you have loads of them, sell some and buy some more mana potions, because mana potions is where it's at. Elemental sharpening stones. Now I'm lucky I have the recipe for this. They might go for a bit more on the auction house on your server. On my server, I sell them for 2 for 6 gold. So they're pretty cheap. It's 2% crit for 30 minutes. It's okay for us. It's better for Fury Warriors as they use 2 two-handers in PvE, so they get 4% crit. But 2% crit, it's nothing to laugh at. Like I said earlier, if you have Vengeance, you can have more damage. So Shadow Oil. Shadow Oil you can use instead of Sharpening Stones, which is better when you have more spell power on your gear. Shadow Oil gives you a 50% chance to fire a Shadow Bolt at them. It only does I think 100 damage. It really doesn't do much. But if it crits, it gives you Vengeance. Again, more Vengeance uptime, more damage. So Shadow Oil is really good. You could use Frost Oil. Frost Oil does less damage, but in PvP, it slows. Now, we don't have slows at all as a Ret Paladin. So a slow is a good thing. So if you're PvPing, I recommend using Frost Oil. Winterfell Firewater, again, increases your attack power by 35 and your size, so it makes you nice and thick. I would recommend buying these. They're about 1 gold. You can go farm them in Winter Spring if you like, but I'm not really that type of guy, especially as a Ret Paladin. You know, we farm Firewater. Just buy it, man. You could get the normal fire protection potions, but if you got the money, man, just go for the greater fire potions. I can't stress to you guys how much you guys need consumables. If you're not taking consumables to a raid, you're going to be bottom damage all the time. And this also goes into world buffs. If you're not taking world buffs to raids, then you're having problems. You're not going to go anywhere, and with DPS meters, everyone's going to laugh at you. Why the hell are you playing Ret Paladin? So the reason why world buffs are so good for you is because you benefit from them more than Warriors and Rogues did, as I said earlier. So Onyxia's Head gives spell crit and spell power. Warriors and Rogues, they can't benefit from that. You can. So that spell crit will help you crit more with your spells. Yeah, it's pretty simple. So more crits, more damage. It also makes your Shadow Oil crit more, so you get more Vengeance procs. Even better, because the Shadow Oil works off spell power and spell crit. So your Sunflower, that gives you 5% crit and 5% spell crit. Insane, by the way. You should be taking this to every raid. Go farm in Felwood, by the way. This will be putting you from a bottom tier DPS to a top tier DPS. If I have Sunflower, if I have Sunflower for the whole duration, I'll be in the top 5 DPS the whole time. It's insane. If you want to play Ret Paladin in PvE, you have to farm your world consumables. My biggest tip for you guys is buff swapping. Now, a lot of people don't know what is a blessing and what is a blessing. Now, hear me out on this one. So your blessings are Might, Wisdom, Salvation, Light. You should be having these up on your team at all times. There should be no reason why you don't. You're a buff bitch. Keep them up. But you also have 3 other blessings that aren't greater. I'm not talking about greater. You've got Freedom, Protection, and Sacrifice. Now, these count as blessings. Blessing of Protection, Blessing of Freedom, Blessing of Sacrifice. So essentially, when you buff Freedom, as you can see, I have Blessing of Light. If I buff myself Freedom, I lose it, as you can only have 1 blessing on a person at a time. What does this mean? If you're playing with a warrior, and he's got Might on him, and as the good paladin you are, when he gets frozen by a mage, you freedom him. He loses that Might. What do? Once he has no need for that freedom, you give him Blessing of Might back. Otherwise, he's got no blessing, and then you're wasting half of your kit. For instance, in PvE, you need to give a warrior Blessing of Protection because he's taking aggro because he's doing too much damage. You use Blessing of Protection, and then that guy's going to be like, shit, I got to click off this so I can do more damage. No need. He does not have to click that off. You can do it. So he has Blessing of Protection. You give him Might, and then it removes Blessing of Protection, as you can only have one blessing at a time. Might, for instance, Might, Freedom, Might. And that's all you have to do. You make it so much easier. You've just saved the warrior's life, and you make it easier for him to do damage again. Otherwise, you're expecting everyone to have macros or go in the corner and click their buffs. It's really tedious. And people will love you for doing this. So this is my top tip. I don't see any paladins doing this. You guys need to get on this. This is what makes you from top tier to god tier. I'm honestly, guys, this is the tip. With all that being said, guys, I hope you learned something today. I will be giving you some more videos very soon. I'm sorry I haven't released any videos. I've just been gearing myself, leveling myself. We finally got there. We got my Lionheart helmet. I'm going to talk about all of this in another video. I'm going to make a PvE guide and a PvP guide for phase 1. Those will be coming really shortly. Hope you guys like the content. Follow my Twitch if you haven't done that already. It's twitch.tv/Paranoxic. I stream pretty much every day, especially when we're doing raids or PvP events. We have a dueling tournament coming out soon, guys. Come check us out. Forge PvP. That's what we're all about.